YouTube? Tempo Crazed here. Today is October 30th, 2023, and we are going to be hunting the 68S Lincoln Memorial Pennies today. There's one minor FS related to it. That would be the FS 101. Very difficult to distinguish. I'm just looking at the photos for it here. The A tier, I mean, you can see a little bit down there of the doubling. Like I say, very minor. Um, but, we might as well take a look, see what we can see on that. I didn't even look to see if there's an RPM available for it. There probably is. I'm sure there is. Let's see. And of course, we're using Variety Vista like normal. Let's go in here. Let's see what we got for RPM for a 68S. We do have an RPM. No major varieties of that RPM though. Do we have an OMM, which would be an over mint mark? Nope, that's just that's been debunked, so no over mint marks. All right. Let's look at a couple of these RPMs. Let's see. Yeah. RPMs are pretty easy to find. I mean, I don't have any problems finding them at least. So, yeah, the big one, like I say, would be this one. But what we're really hunting for right now is not so much any of those errors. What we're really hunting for is down here. Look, 67 plus. Look at these numbers. Only one known 68 that's never sold. So what we're really wanting is see if we can find a really high quality version of this coin. And these are unsearched, uncirculated ones. So let's get to hunting and see what we can find. And like I said, I mean, finding a RPM, yeah, we can do that easily, but that's not what we're searching for, right? But we're going to take a good look at them anyway. I mean, we might as well. We're here. We're here. We might as well do it. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Right? So we're checking out the fields here. We're looking for scratches and nicks and stuff like that in the fields like we have over there by that A. Yeah, and we're looking at the devices, as they're called, or details. I was just thinking maybe I should bring up a little chart that shows what I'm talking about when I say fields and devices and things like that. That's always a good thing to know. So let me just grab this here real quick. And we got this here. So as I'm talking, fields are the nice flat smooth areas. Devices or design is, well, the design. You have the legend, your rim. We all know motto, mint mark, stuff like that. We have initials. This is for the quarter anyway. Again, our devices are back here. Our field is all the flat, smooth areas. So when I'm saying I'm looking at the fields, you know that's a nice flat, smooth area like a field. And then the devices are pretty much everything else that's punched onto it on this for the strike. That's what we're looking for. So, where did our thing go? Where did our thing? There's our thing. Alright, here we go. Looking, looking, looking. Like I say, I don't know if we'll find anything that nice, but it's always worth a good look, right? We should be able to get through these fairly quickly, I would say. There's an RPM. All right there. And these have been sitting on my desk here for weeks, literally weeks. I've had them up for sale. Nobody's been interested, so I figure, what the heck, we might as well go ahead and hunt them and see what we got. See if we got anything good. If not, well, you know, that's fine. I'll put them back in the tube though, and now that people have seen them, maybe somebody will be interested in, if we don't have any really high end ones here, and I'll be able to tell. But if we don't have any really high end ones here, I'll just put them back in the tube, all of them, and I'm dumping carted stuff over. Jeez, and maybe somebody'd be interested in them then. Like I say, there's a RPM there. Looks like that might be one of the minor double die reverses. Oh well. Again, I'm not really looking for that stuff right now. I am literally looking for high-end pennies. So, to be honest, if I look at the obverse and I don't see what I'm looking for, there's really no point in me looking at the reverse. Like this obverse here, I mean, horrible. But we might as well look at the reverse just to see if we find any die cracks or any nice die chips. Like here, I'll just show you real quick. I got this 1960. Look at that. Look at the shape that thing is in. The devices don't look too bad. The fields are clean. Flip it over here. Got a nick right there in the steps. But what really stood out to me was right there. Right there. That's a die chip right on that T. So that's really nice. And then we have I have a 74 Denver here. I'll show you too. This is another nice BU one. Look at the fields. The devices aren't bad. Good hair, all that. But then you get over here, and you see this here. This is a rim lamination. It's starting to laminate right there. So we have a little bit of a rim lamination on that. The reverse of this one is really nice. Really nice. So anyway, just to give you kind of more of an idea of the other kind of things that we might be able to find here. Die chips, die cracks, those are always popular. Laminations are popular to some people, I guess I would say. I wouldn't say they're popular to everybody. Um, I like them. I think they're kind of cool. But for me, the best thing I think is actually like DDOs and DDRs. The double die reverse, double die obverses. Those are, I think, the best. When I'm saying those double dies, I'm not saying like all the minor ones. I'm talking like the FS, the Cherry Picker's Guide ones. My local state has a annual coin show coming up here, November 18th, and I hope to go to that. Hopefully, my wife will be feeling well enough that I can leave for a little while and go to that. Again, my wife's having surgery coming up on November 6th, so hopefully she'll be feeling well enough that I can sneak out of the house for a little bit and go to that coin show, and maybe I'll be able to cherry pick a few things. I'll make sure to take my loop with me. I'll probably be looking for some actual particular things, but we'll see what we find. Hopefully, I can make a deal on maybe some rolls of wheat pennies. Keep saying I'm gonna get out of wheat pennies, but it's really, I mean, to be honest, wheat pennies are my bread and butter. I mean, they really are. So here's something fun. Um, right there. That's a. It's not a die crack actually. That's a. It's in the die, yes, but it's a die. Oh, like a die scratch, basically. There's another name for it now. I can't even think of it. This is what happens when you try to jam too much knowledge into your head. You get to the point where you just can't think anymore. But yeah, like I say, I'm wearing gloves today, both of them. So that Penny's seen better days. So as you all know, also as I've been wanting to mention this for a while, as you all know, there's the three main mints that we have now: the Philadelphia, the Denver, and the San Francisco. And most people know that there was also a Carson City, and or also know that there was a New Orleans one. There, there's another one though that a lot of people actually don't know about. They don't know about, and that's the Charlotte, North Carolina one. Yes, Charlotte, North Carolina. And someday maybe I can actually get one of the coins. They produced gold coins though. Very short period of time. I think it was only a few years really. But man, yeah, that's a little bit dropping a little bit of extra knowledge for you. A little fun fact here. Try to broaden your spectrums of what you're collecting of knowledge. And like I say, they did gold. Gold! Now I do have that 1904 New Orleans um, Morgan dollar coming. Uh, that'll be here, maybe Monday because I was looking. Well, today is Monday. I'm actually recording this on Sunday, but the day you'll see it is the 30th. But I think there was like 7 or 9 or something like that packages coming for the 30th. So should have a nice mail call anyway. I applied for another 15 jobs here this last week. I don't know. I don't understand job market. Tech guy should be able to find a job, you would think, right? I'm hoping. I mean, if I can't find a work from home job, I can't find a work from home. But I am kind of hoping to find one where I can work from home, and I think that'd be nice. Especially since I drive a diesel truck and diesel prices suck. These are some really nice coins, but they're just not quite the level that I need to submit one, to pay the big bucks to submit one to PCGS. But they are very nice. See, where like here on the back of his head, we don't have as much of that hair and stuff. I mean, it's not worn, it's the dye is worn, is what it is. If we go back to, I don't know, do I have it still available here? Yeah. If we go back and look here, well, this one was actually pretty worn too. But I mean, you look at like the fields here. Um, I love this little magnification tool they got. You see all those fields, how nice and clean they are. You don't see a bunch of scratches on anything. A couple little ones there, but for the most part, it's very nice. A little bit there around by the below the eye. Little ding there through the A in states. A little bit there through the D. And this is the 67 plus. So, and I want to try to get that or higher. So I really need a high quality coin. So we're looking for stuff that's just like beyond, let's call it. I'm kind of trying to cherry pick my way through looking at just the different coins here and see if I can find one that just looks to be the piece de resistance. This one's got a doubling of the rim a little bit there. Usually happens on an off-center punch, which obviously it's a bit off-center. It's not enough that I would call it an off-center. It's maybe, I don't know, 1-2%. But yeah, some people collect those. Little doubling of the rim there. No, there's not enough niceness to that one for me. And if you like these kind of hunts, you know, that's a, is that an RPM? I don't know. I'm trying to kind of shade things a little bit. Some of these lights sometimes, I mean, sometimes the lights actually may hurt more than help. Let's see if we can find some different light. Because see, once you get it under a different bit of light, you get a different look. You know, these lights here that I have, oh, maybe if we just use one? The lights that came that are on this thing, you know, I was hoping I could turn them down a little bit, but I've tried. I can make, oh, that's as low as they go. I can make them brighter. We can get them right up there. Maybe that's a better way to do it. Get them up there really bright. That's another thing. It's just like if you're familiar with like baseball card grading or anything like that, they always look at the edges too to see how centered the baseball card is and stuff. The sides, that same thing when you talk about coins. People are looking for a nice centered coin. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at nice centering. I'm looking at the devices, seeing if there's a lot of cheddar, which this one has a ton of. I'm looking at the fields. I'm not worried that it's not all shiny because these aren't proof pennies. And you know, they're starting to show their age. I mean, they're getting kind of toned up. They're not that not a bright copper anymore. They're kind of getting to be a, I don't know what you want to call it, a little bit of different copper coloring, but This might be one of the minor DDOs. Just seeing over here on Liberty, the L looks like it might, or the I looks like it might be a little bit doubled, so got a bad X almost right through the middle of the building, though. That's not good. That's not good. No Gouda. Alright, this one's not looking bad. Not bad. No. We're not doing too bad still. I mean, I see a couple little scratches. Oh, that scratch right there might be a little too much. But this would be a contender, I think. I'm going to set this one aside just for now. Because it could be a contender. Hmm. This one is not. Wasn't looking too bad right up until that. This one ain't bad on the obverse. In fact, it's pretty good on the obverse. Let's see, reverse. I mean, there's a little scratch up there. Couple little marks right there. But beyond that, okay, so the old contender's out. Now that one's in. Because that one's even nicer. And honestly, I'm probably going to send this off to Annex first and see what they come up with a grade on it. Kind of hoping that they come up with like a 68 or something like that on it. And then I'll send it off to PCGS for reholdering. Because what PCGS will do is if they feel that it's is like a 68, they'll reholder it as a 68. So, and I could ask them to reholder it even if it's like, you know, I don't want them to reholder it if it's like if they think it's like a 60, right? But yeah, this one's pretty rough shape. But sending it off to Annex first, even though that's kind of double down on your money, whatever you want to call it, it it's gonna give me an idea because if I send this off, say to PCGS, and you have to have this money first. Okay, here's what I'm saying. You got to have the money first because if I send one off to PCGS like this and it comes back, from them and they come up with a 68 for it and they determine that value is $7,400, guess what? They're going to charge me a percentage of that $7,400 even if I say that the penny's only worth, $50. They're going to charge me the difference. So, and I never got that. I mean, honestly, to me, whether a penny's worth $5 or worth 5 million, it should be the same price. I mean, it kind of to me feels like you're almost paying for a higher grade, and I don't like that. I think it should be one price. Period. Shouldn't matter. I get on the I get it on the insurance side. I understand that. That I get. That it's going to be more for insurance on a coin that's worth, a $500,000 than it is on a coin that's going to be worth, $5. I understand that. I 100% agree with it. All that. But when it comes to the actual grading of that coin, God, that's a nice reverse. Too bad the obverse slowed it down. When it comes to the actual grading of it, when companies go off of the value of the coin, I don't think that that's right. That just because my coin's worth, 500 or less, and your coin's worth, 5,000, 10,000, whatever, I mean, sure, I am happy I get to pay less, but then if my coin comes back worth more than I thought it was, guess what? Well, now I'm paying that big money premium too. Because it says right at the bottom of their sheet or their stuff that they reserve the right to upcharge for that. I don't know. To me, it just would seem more fair. I mean, I've had Beckett do my card grading before, and it's one price. You you pay the price, and it doesn't matter what the card comes back as. You still have to put down a number that you think that it's going to be worth when it comes back, so that you can pay for that insurance. But normally speaking, I think the insurance covers up to like 10,000 usually on the first notch anyway. Wow, look at the fields on that coin. A little bit of dingage up there, but that reverse is absolutely perfect. There's a little bit like right along there, but I mean, there was two on that other one, right? How about this obverse? Oh man, down here in the coat is just not nice. Urgh. I'm gonna put that off for a contender though, because I mean, sending off more than one coin is not a horrible idea, right? Have a couple shots at it. Let's see here. Look at that, like the stretch marks for the coin. That's just so cool. Absolutely cool. That might be another one of those minor doublings over there in America. Another 68S, obviously. We're getting down there. Maybe another half an hour video, just like the last one. It's hard to do anything much shorter except for my mail calls sometimes. Because obviously the mail calls, depending upon how much stuff I get. That obverse does not look too shabby. Not too bad. How about this reverse? Yeah, yeah. That looks pretty good too. That looks pretty good too. Alright. Let's see here. Mm-hmm. That doesn't look so good. Let's see. If we bring the light out of there, that light away. Yeah, that's not looking so lovely, is it? Hmm. Bad marks over there in the field. I'm using only one of the two LED lights that are on this microscope right now. The other one's pointing at the ceiling. Because I can't turn one off and not the other kind of thing, so. So I got five contenders here right now. I'll probably narrow that down and to just maybe two. But just because I narrow that down to two or whatever, the other ones might go into flips, get carded up and sold individually. This one would have, except there's a pretty nasty ding there in the steps. I like pennies. I've always liked pennies. I don't. I mean, for normal, everyday use U.S. currency, pennies are probably my favorite. And it doesn't matter if we're talking large cent, which I have none of anymore because I've sold all mine, or if we're talking half cent, 2 cent, um, or just, starting with the first, pennies, the flying eagles, into the Indian heads, into the wheat pennies, memorial pennies. The only ones I don't like is I don't like shield pennies. I get what they were going for. I understand what their whole thought process was and everything with it, but it's just not the one that I like. I I can't the now the Lincoln ones, they weren't so bad. The Lincoln Centennial, Bicentennial, whatever they weren't so bad. The um, place of birth and all that stuff. I guess I can say I like them more than I like the Shield ones, but to be honest, the Memorial is my favorite, even though I collect a lot of wheat pennies. The Memorial is my favorite. If I'm talking small sense. Well, I guess Flying Eagles would be there too, except for Flying Eagles is kind of a different beast. They're a lot thicker, you know. They're a completely different beast compared to a Memorial. And of course, they're, you know, copper, where, Memorials changed into the zinc, copper plated zinc. There's some really nice ones here towards the end of the pile that I have here, though. And these are getting up there in grades. Really nice looking. Very, very nice. Also, I was thinking about doing a little video on going through like errors that people talk about. Actually, I think I'll do that. I think I'm gonna do that too. I'll probably do it tonight again and get it ready to be launched another day. I'm trying to kind of launch a video every single day. Um, but yeah, go through eBay looking at errors, coin errors that people put up, and just talking about whether they're actually an error or not, or whether they're just blowing smoke, right? Trying to get that big dollar from you. I saw one the other day, and I had to email the guy and call him out because it was a 72 half dollar Kennedy half, and it said that it had the FG right there on it, and I'm like, and they said huge error, and they wanted like $500 for it, and I was like, are you kidding me? The FG is supposed to be there. It's the no FG that is the error. Ay, ay, ay. That's a beautiful reverse. If the obverse was nice, That one would have been a really good one, but it's got some bad stuff over there in the field. Bad stuff. Bad, bad stuff. Yep, bad, bad stuff. And of course, you all know, or if you don't know, I'll tell you, Frank Gasparo is the FG that's on there. That's the engraver. So on the obverse of these, you have the VDB, Vincent David Brenner, the original engraver right there for that. And then on the reverse, the FG is Frank Gasparo, who actually did the engraving for the reverse of these. Also did the engraving for the reverse of the Kennedy halves. I don't know if he did the front too. He might have done the obverse. I don't know. Not up on my halves that much, but the Kennedy halves do have a no FG error to them. Same thing with like the floating roof and stuff, where it just um, died deterioration. So, all right. Well, out of a 50 roll, I did pull out. Let's see. I did pull aside 12, and I will on my own, obviously, because I want to keep these videos down a little bit. I'll go through those and figure out what I'm going to send off and stuff. And that day that we decide to send everything off, that'll be a video on in its own. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Do that. Oops, sorry. Do that. Comment, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.